Hello, Frugal Force. Once again, this is Captain Frugal reporting for duty, and today I'm going to be reviewing Batgirl number 35, Cage Match against the Terrible Trio. It's the second to last issue of this particular story arc. But before I do, I just want to say if you do enjoy this channel and this material, please be sure to hit like, subscribe, and give it a thumbs up, and leave a comment in the comment section. Let's help it out in the metrics so other people get to learn about these videos too and help the Frugal Force grow. Because right now, if you weren't aware, we do have a video on it. We're doing a challenge. When we hit 3,000 subscribers, we're going to be going to a local comic book shop next to a game store and two types of game stores, a video game store as well as a card game, board game, that kind of thing game store. And we're going to be giving away 100 comic books to try to stir up more interest in comic book reading, and not just any comic books, but comic books from good people, good companies that treat the customer with respect. You can help out the channel also by joining our Patreon for as little as $1 a month, or even giving a one-time donation to our Streamlabs. Now, with that said, let's jump in. So right as you see, the cover's pretty interesting. I enjoy this cover art for this particular issue of Batgirl. I know Batgirl started out really crappy. It really did. I hated that costume and everything else, but they sort of reverted it back to more of the traditional Batgirl style with a little bit of a modern update, and it's okay. Now, it might not be my favorite of all of everything that we've seen at this point for Batgirl, but you know what? It's definitely doable. I'm not going to complain. Well, it's good enough. So with that said, we move in. This issue is, the writer is Margaret Scott. Once again, I butcher names. I apologize. And the penciler is Paul Pelletier. And it's got a couple inkers, Norm Rampant and Jose Marins Jr., and I'm going to stop there before I butcher any more names. So we do start this issue with picking right up from last issue. As I said, it's the second to last in this story arc, and Barbara here is trapped, and and she's what can I say? She's on display for all these villains. It's sort of funny. It's like they're in a furry convention. What can I say? And so there he says, as I was saying, I know you may not have come willingly, and money is always hard to part with, but I would hate for you to think you're not getting anything of value in return. After all, the den is a place for all of us to explore our most perverse desires. A bunch of furries there, huh? So anyway, she's in big trouble, and they plan on killing Barbara as a main attraction. And so we see Barbara there, and we're going to see Barbara use her skills of trying to get out. What she learned from Batman about escaping. You got to go back to those classic 60s, right, where Batman was always at a trap, or Robin and things like that, and they had to escape. And it's a little bit of a throwback to that. It's kind of fun. So we see Barbara trying to escape and using her tools, and the group you see is, they've got her pinned in, and they know what her gadgets are and things, so they plan for that, making it even rougher for her to get out. And I will find something odd here. You see, she kicks the thing and can't get out, and she's shooting at it and trying all the things. But here's the interesting thing I find is, they show at the bottom of the page here, she's got her cell phone in her bat belt, right? But the clip isn't on because the phone is too big to fit in her bat belt. But she was just hanging upside down. How did the phone not fall out? So I think that's a little bit of a goofy error there. I know they want to show us that the phone's ringing and that she's missing it. It's important with her business, but there probably could have been a better way to do that, because there's no way that cell phone would have stayed in. Anybody knows if you have a flap like that that's not buttoned, you went upside down, that phone's going to be gone. So that was a mistake right there. So anyway, it then takes us to her business partner, and sort of saying, you can tell their business partner's thoughts there about how she realizes, friendship and their business is not the number one priority for Batgirl / Babs, because, well, the superhero thing is. But if you've been reading the story arc, they're fighting corporate takeover, and it is not welcomed either. Okay, and so there's a problem there. We then cut to a acquaintance / sort of friend, because Barbara's stuff has all been moved out. She's getting evicted because she hasn't been taking care of her business and paying bills. And he's there sitting outside watching it all. And he mentions that, I really don't want to be the creep that takes your stuff over to my place, but I can't guard it all night either. Would that really make you a creep? Say, hey, I took your stuff off the side of the road so, it wouldn't get taken, or nobody would have to sit there and watch it, and moved it into my place so it would be safe. I'm sorry, but that's not creepy. This guy's just screaming low T. He says, Who the heck am I kidding? At least I'll be the creep that gets a real company to move it. In other words, he's too wimpy to even move the stuff himself. This dude is low T. And that is one of the problems sometimes with comic books with female leads. It seems like they tend to make the men around them low T to build them up. And you do see some of that in this issue as well during the fight scene. But I will say, overall, it's interesting. So in this comic, not only do we have her trying to escape, we have good fight scenes, we have some background going on about her getting evicted, but we also have the issue of her getting in trouble about potentially losing her business. Because what happens then towards the end of the issue is she's getting, her partner, Barbara's business partner, is getting blackmailed about showing some business of Barbara that she wouldn't want out into public, supposedly, that will cripple and destroy the company if they do not force Barbara out of the company. So overall, I'll say this issue is interesting. It flows really well. It keeps you entertained. The artwork is pretty darn solid. I can't complain there. It's not terrible on any of the SJW agenda stuff, but I will say it's a little low T, if you will. So altogether, we have a book that has furries, catfights, low T, and blackmail. Really, that's a pretty darn good issue. You know, if you haven't been reading Batgirl, you might want to read this arc. This 3-issue arc. This is issue 2. I can't guarantee how the third issue is going to go, but issue 1 was pretty good. This one was solid and fun, and who knows where the third issue is going to be. I'd recommend maybe checking it out. You know, we got to get what we can while it's good, right? Because you never know who's going to take over Batgirl next and take it right down that agenda hole again and ruin it. Well, thank you for watching this video, and I appreciate your time. I thank you all the new subscribers, and thank you for all of them that stuck with me and helped promote this channel. We greatly appreciate it. And until next time, keep it frugal.